they're probably just hiding too well. You might have heard about Japan's crisis of an increasing aging population, but what you probably haven't heard of is the other and lesser-known crisis it triggers. Yep, Japan is going through a severe ninja crisis. The rural city of Iga, 2 hours away from Osaka, claims to be the birthplace of ninja culture. The problem is that Iga, like most middle-sized Japanese cities, is suffering from depopulation. A constant flow of young people leaving for greater opportunities in bigger cities such as Tokyo or Osaka. That's why the city is trying to take advantage of the recent surge in tourism the country's been experiencing lately. There is a ninja museum as well as a yearly ninja festival that brings about 30,000 tourists. But to make this ninja tourism scheme work, the city needs to attract a labor force, namely ninjas. Specialized ninja performers have to go through intense training, and with an unemployment rate of just 2.5%, it is almost mission impossible to find candidates. Even though the payroll is really competitive, with modern ninjas earning up to 85,000 US dollars a year. It's like fulfilling your childhood dreams while earning as much as an MBA graduate. Don't know about you, but I'm buying my plane tickets right away. Keep watching for more crazy Japanese stories.
Quake-proofing buildings with style. A giant curtain of special cables is the latest earthquake-proofing innovation to come out of Japan, and it combines both functionality and sleek design. With Japan's location along the Pacific Ring of Fire making it prone to earthquakes, citizens are constantly finding ways to protect the country's infrastructure. One textile company has created threads made from thermoplastic carbon fiber composite, which are braided to form a strong yet flexible rod that is as strong as iron but 90% lighter. The rods have been installed outside the company's building. It is draped all around the structure, essentially tethering the roof to the ground. They are also installed inside the building to strengthen the interior walls. When the ground shifts from side to side during an earthquake, the rods stretch and pull the structure back in the opposite direction to prevent shaking. The project is a collaboration between textile company Komatsu and architectural firm Kengokuma. It will soon be used to reinforce Zenkoji Temple in Nagano, one of Japan's oldest temples.
When a fun ride almost kills ya. More than 60 passengers were left hanging in the air for up to 2 hours after a roller coaster made an emergency stop Tuesday at Universal Studios in Osaka, Japan. According to the theme park, the Jurassic Park-inspired roller coaster was launched in March 2016 over a 1,120-meter course, with the highest point being 37 meters above the ground. Japan's Asahi Shimbun reported that the Flying Dinosaur roller coaster's 2 carriages stalled midway through the 1,100-meter ride, with 64 passengers stranded upside down about 30 meters above the ground. A safety mechanism was activated after detecting some abnormality, halting the operation of the roller coaster. Park staff guided the passengers one by one down an emergency passage, however it took about 2 hours for the last passenger to be rescued. Universal Studio Japan has apologized for the incident and said the suspension was the result of the operator's priority on safety. Universal Studios Japan was crowded with visitors due to Japan's Golden Week holiday starting from late April to Sunday. Some visitors told the media about their concerns. One mother said it was scary to think if she and her family had boarded the ride. Another woman who was on the ride that night before the incident said the ride itself is pretty scary, so she wants park staff to operate it safely. Apparently, the incident didn't discourage other thrill seekers, as many lined up to ride the roller coaster as soon as operations resumed. Human body parts discovered in Japanese bullet train. The Asahi Shimbun reports human body parts were found in a cracked part of the nose of a bullet train in Japan. According to Japan Times, the driver of the train heard a strange sound but decided to keep going without informing the control center. The Asahi Shimbun reports the driver thought he had hit an animal and decided it wasn't serious enough to report. The driver of another bullet train noticed a crack in the nose of the vehicle. He then noticed the control center, who in turn quickly notified the police and halted the train. Officers examined the bonnet and shockingly found human parts inside the crack. After the incident, the West Japan Railway Company is encouraging drivers not to be reckless and stop the train if they suspect anything out of the ordinary. The dangers of blowfish toxin. Japanese authorities sent out an emergency warning in a coastal city on Monday after several packages of fugu, or blowfish, were mistakenly sold to unsuspecting customers. A grocery store in Gamagori accidentally sold 5 packages of assorted blowfish meat with its poisonous parts still intact. 3 of the packages have been recovered, but 2 have yet to be found. The liver and internal organs of blowfish are known to contain tetrodotoxin, a lethal neurotoxin 1,200 times more potent than cyanide. One fish has enough poison to kill 30 adult humans. Tetrodotoxin targets motor neurons, causing numbness in the lips, loss of muscle control, and organ paralysis. A fatal dose could lead to respiratory arrest and death. There is no known antidote. Despite the danger, blowfish meat is a delicacy in Japan, but because of the high risk, only rigorously trained and licensed chefs are allowed to prepare the deadly fish. There are still those who die from blowfish poisoning, though these are mostly amateur cooks or sports fishermen who try to cut up the fish themselves. Japan turns to Ripple. Japan's financial industry is embracing innovation by looking to blockchain technology to facilitate its payments platform. The Japan Bank Consortium is set to release MoneyTap, a Ripple-powered smartphone app that will allow customers to settle transactions in real time. The country's current system for cash transfers is limited. Transactions can only be processed on weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and comes with high fees. With MoneyTap, customers can make payments and transfers using only a bank account, phone number, or QR code. Transactions go through the cloud-based Ripple Connect platform. Processing is instant and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for a fraction of the normal cost. The app will go live in the later half of 2018, starting with 3 major banks, followed by a staggered rollout of the rest of the consortium. Auld takes on a whole new meaning in Japan. A Japanese security firm is working on a music drone to help curb the crazy overtime Japanese workers put in. Overwork in Japan is a major health and societal problem. The drone by Taisei will reportedly play Scottish folk song Auld Lang Syne whenever it's time to punch out. It will perform sweeps of office buildings, and should it detect workers staying late, it'll let rip with a popular New Year song. As if that isn't enough, the drone will also be kitted out with video cameras to record anyone working past finishing time. Auld Lang Syne was penned by renowned Scottish poet Robert Burns in 1788. Wonder how he'd react to this news.
Funeral robot priests are ready for hire in Japan. A Japanese company has decided to totally take the life out of funerals by using SoftBank's humanoid robot Pepper as a Buddhist priest for funerals that you can hire. With the help of some software upgrades, Pepper can now chant sutras in a robot voice while tapping on a drum. The priest bot was on display at a funeral trade show in Tokyo on Wednesday. The robot provides a cheaper alternative than getting a human priest. Old-school priests will run you around $2,200, while Pepper only costs around $450 per funeral. Pepper can be outfitted in different robes depending on the wishes of the customers. They can also live stream the ceremony to people who aren't able to attend the funeral in person. Pepper hasn't been hired yet, but maybe if you're planning on dying soon and happen to be in Japan, this may be just the service for you.